it's Emily from Nova Novels, and welcome to today's video, Mental Health, My Story, Anxiety and PTSD. Now, you guys know that last year I did a video on my mental health, and I will link that below, but I wanted to give you an update because a lot's happened in this last year, and boy has it been challenging. We all know the state of play at the moment with the COVID-19 stuff, and that's not exactly helped anything. But it's been one hell of a year. It's been one hell of a roller coaster. Last year, not long, around about the time I think I'd put my last video up, I got told that they couldn't be proceeding with the procedure that I was having on my knee. So I was going to be put forward for a big procedure to have a pacemaker in my spine. You guys know this. I've got my little remote. But to get there, I had one hell of a journey. They didn't get my referral letter first of all. They got the referral letter, but apparently I missed an appointment, which I didn't get sent. So then I had to get re-referred all over again, which meant the whole procedure took a very, very long time. And boy, did I go through it. The day that I got sent the letter to say that I'd missed an appointment, so I would have to be re-referred, I might not get it, I went on a crashing low. And I mean, I hit rock bottom. I screamed, I cried, I had the worst panic attack that I think I'd ever known, really. It was awful. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't think, I was freaking out, I didn't know who to contact, I didn't know what to do. I shouted at my mum, I shouted at my sister, I shouted at the world, and I thought the world had given up on me. I then had to panic and then had to stop and refocus to get re-referred, and I went through the ringer to get there. I had to be on the phone to doctors, I had everything, and that really affected my mental health. I hit the lowest of the low because back then my pain was undescribable and I couldn't cope. I have to cope with chronic pain like so many of you out there. And at the time that this was going on, I was struggling to get on. I couldn't walk. I was in pain all the time. It was affecting my parenting skills. It was affecting my life. So it has had a very severe effect on me this last year. And I thought that it was just depression. And then we've gone through the ringer. My anxiety has been awful. I have struggled to get out of the house some days. Obviously at the moment I'm not having to be able to go out anywhere really because of the lockdown, but to get my children to school at certain points this last year has been an effort. I was trying to do reading with the school, yet to even get across the playground was causing a panic attack, especially when the weather was bad and the icy winter we had. I couldn't get across the playground. I literally had my little 5-year-old, who was 4-year-old at the time, holding on to me, and I struggled to get my feet one foot in front of the other to get across because I was so scared of hurting myself more than I was already going through. And it was bad. I didn't want to speak to people, I didn't want to see people. Now you guys know that I'm sociable, and on here I feel like I'm safe because for starters you can't touch me, if that makes sense. It's like my phone and social media, it's like a barrier, that I can decide what I take in and what I don't take in. I feel safe on here. I feel safe to tell you all stuff because it's like no one can touch me, but no one at the same breath. You guys have all been amazing. Like, I love you all so much. I have got so many amazing friends that I've made on BookTube, from Simone to Charlotte to Nicole to Victoria, to people, Julie, Clint. I've got male friends, female friends. I've got such a network on here that I couldn't have been coping without this. And you guys really have helped me get through it. But the anxiety was bad. I didn't think... I thought having depression was bad. But when my anxiety took a new level this last year, I couldn't describe to you. I've still had to have... Last year I still had to have another procedure. So I still had to have the electroburning procedure last year. I think it was May, June sort of time, so probably around about not long after this I did my story. So I think it was June, but I got no notice. So I literally had a phone call to say, the waiting list, you're next on the waiting list, you can have this done. And then I had to call work, and I had to get Ryan to let my boss know, which then stuffed them up, which then made me feel awfully guilty. I then had to quickly prepare childcare. That was falling through. and it was really hard, like really, really hard. And I thought, and then luckily that operation kept me going for a bit longer. But to get there, my friend Helen came with me to the hospital, and I scratch when I'm nervous, and I've been doing that a lot recently. Obviously, with the COVID-19 at the moment, I've been doing it even more. I can't. My sister said to me to get a scratchy fidget thing, and I probably need to, but literally I don't know if you can see, but I've got marks there because I can't. And it's not like a self-harm, it is anxiety, so don't worry about me, please. I am just doing that. I need something to do with my fingers. Now, normally I'm an on and off smoker. I try not to because of my health. I've got very mild asthma, and with everything that's going on, again, I knew that it wouldn't be healthy to smoke, but I have had occasionally to smoke. With my medication, I can't drink, but I also know that that I've got an addictive personality, so I wouldn't want to drink at the moment anyway. But because of my weight, because of the medication I'm on, I didn't want to put on weight again. I don't want to get fat again. I've got very low self-image, and it's been a real battle. The procedure this year has been through it. I went in January to have the demo, and you guys know it all worked. Thank God, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful when it worked. And then luckily I got a place to have my procedure done in the middle of February, and then that worked. But then in this procedure, I don't know how many of you know, but they nicked the spinal bit above my spinal column, and I was very poorly. I remember, because when this procedure happens, you're awake, but they get you in and out of consciousness. So you're not fully knocked out, but you're not fully with it. You had the gas mask over, face mask over me, so I could hear certain things that were going on, could feel certain things and not feel certain other things. They have to send electricity down. You have to check that they're getting in the right place. And I could hear things going on, and I couldn't move because of the sedation. I couldn't move. And right at the end, when they said, "Oh, you're finishing now," I remember a lot of rushed, heavy voices, a lot of anxiety in the background of the hospital saying stuff, and I didn't hear everything. I heard that she's got to be flat on her back for like 48 hours, otherwise it's dangerous, and that you've got to look after her, you've got to make sure she rests, she's not allowed to do this, she's not allowed to leave the hospital. And I was scared. I was so scared. I didn't know how long I'd be in the hospital. I was expecting to maybe even be let home that day. I had 2 nights in hospital, and it was hard being away from my children. It was hard that those memories had also then triggered off memories of my original car accident when I had the DVT. So it's a lot of very much triggered memories, and I was scared because I wasn't able to move, so I was scared of getting another DVT. I was so scared, and then I was getting headaches, and these headaches were blinding. I can't describe to you how awful they were. They were literally like my head was exploding, and no medication they gave me was getting rid of it. And I remember I spoke to Charlotte on the phone, I FaceTimed Charlotte from Books and Bargains at the time, and said something's not right. I was scared, and I was so scared. And I remember calling my mum. I think it was the day they actually eventually let me home, and saying, "Mum, I think I'm having a brain hemorrhage. I think the clot's gone to my brain. Something's really wrong. I'm scared. Something feels wrong." And my mum was scared, and I was scared, and no one could work out. Apparently, Chris said that when they FaceTimed me that day, I was as white as a sheet. And they said that it was only when I saw the lady this lady, the lady that dealt with the electricity bit, that she said, "Did they not tell you that what happened?" Then she explained about the nick and the bits above the spinal column, and she said the best thing you can have is drink loads of fluids and have coffee and have codeine, not the other medication they were trying to give me. It was codeine, pure codeine. And when I eventually said to them, "I want this, this, and this," and when they eventually listened to me, and I was like, "I need to go home." I know me, I've always wanted to go home. I recover a lot faster when I'm in my own safe environment. I didn't like the hospital environment. Don't get me wrong, right now I'm so grateful that I had this before the COVID-19 lockdown happened, and I was lucky to get the procedure when I did. But at the time I hated it. I was hating all the flashbacks I was getting from my car accident, because I was at the same hospital, a different part, but the same hospital. And I was scared. I was so scared. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I just wanted to go home. And luckily they sent me home. And luckily when I finally fought to get the right medication and fought to get the right treatment, I started to get better. But this triggered a lot of depression and anxiety again, and it was really bad. I was struggling to cope after the operation because I'd been through the mill. Like I said, I'd been the year of being in and out of pain. It was 3 years of being in permanent pain since the last 5 years, if you think, since Thomas was born, since I had that last DBT. So it's been a lot of years of being in pain, a lot of years of people not being able to treat it right. So I've been in and out of hospitals for 4 years, 3 to 4 years been in and out of hospital. It took 2 years to get the diagnosis and 3 years of trying different procedures to get me better. I am so grateful that this is appearing to be working, and I'm getting there. But talk about when things stopped, it hit me. So I was told that, first of all, I was only supposed to be off work for 2 to 3 weeks. Then it was getting longer and longer. And I was supposed to go back on the 2nd of April, but because of lockdown, I'm not going to be back. I don't know when the shop's going to be reopening. I hope soon, because I miss my friends, I miss my colleagues, I miss my job. It sounds pathetic, doesn't it? But my job I've been doing for 11 years. It'll be 11 years, I think, this year. And I love it. I love working with people. I love the contact with people. I love my team there. They're all absolutely amazing. I miss them all so much. And when I'm there, I'm confident. Right now, I'm homeschooling and I'm not confident. I'm not patient. Anyone that knows me will tell you that I'm not patient. And it's hard. So anyway, one of my sisters said to me, my other sister Vicky said to me that I needed to get help for my anxiety and my depression because I was getting low, and I was getting so low that I didn't know what to do. I have to keep going because I'm a parent, I've got 2 young children, so I have to keep going. But it was a battle and it was a struggle, and she said to be re-referred to go to talking therapies. And I thought, anxiety, depression, fair enough, go down to talking therapies, fill in the questionnaire. Yes, it took ages to get there, but I thought, I'll just go on that silver cloud, do it all 9, and I thought, oh, this is easy, it'll just get me better. Only to have the conversation with someone, 6 weeks ago, it was 6 weeks ago, and to get told that I have PTSD. Basically, I knew I had it after the accident. I told you guys in the last video, I knew I had it after the accident, but to only get told that when I explained all the things that had happened to me, from the accident, from losing my dad, to the health issues I've had over the last 5 years, another DBT, to be told I've got thicker blood, so I'm going to live like this. I'm going to live in a life where I'm going to be permanently checking my blood to make sure that I don't have another clot. I'm not allowed to go on a long aeroplane flights. I'm not allowed to be immobile for too long. I have to look after myself. And then what I didn't tell them was that I'd had the miscarriage 6 years ago. That was hard. And then nearly losing Thomas because of the DBT, nearly losing my own life again, and then just so many things have happened, and to get told that they'd all bottled up, because obviously I got treated to the PTSD originally, but then I've had all these other things happen and I never dealt with them. I just was like getting on with it, one thing after another. I've got to get on. I've got a family, I've got my sisters, I've got my mum, I've got all of us. Losing my dad was a big thing that happened, and I don't know if any of us really got the help after that. I was only 30 when my dad died, which to me was too young. He shouldn't have gone, he shouldn't. But it was hard, and I never dealt with that. So to be told now that I've got to get this treatment, I've got a phone consultation. This video is going up on the Monday. I will be having my phone consultation with the therapist, next one on the Wednesday, and hopefully I'll get some more help. I've gone on support groups, but at the moment, until I think there's too many mixed information. I think the thing that I've been told the most about is, I've spoken to Holly from Reading_My Mind on Instagram, and she's like, you just got to keep talking. You just got to keep getting on. I'm lucky. I've yet to have to go on my medication. I did have to take diazepam at the end of last year because the anxiety was setting my pain off, so I had to get that, but I didn't luckily take it for too long. All of my medication for my nerve pain is a mild antidepressant, and I'm currently weaning off that. So that is proving challenging because it is affecting my moods again. And when I go off that, that's nothing. I'm going to be unmedicated, and it's a scary thing to think about. But what I want to bring out to you guys is the importance of talking. If I hadn't have had my sisters, if I hadn't have had you guys, I don't know where I would be right now. mentalhealthathon last year really helped me. It helped me reach out, it helped me make friends. And it gave me a chance to feel like it was okay to admit that I needed help. Sorry, this is hay fever, and this is also crying a lot. But yeah, it's been challenging, and I want you guys to know that if any of you are suffering from PTSD, anxiety, depression, reach out, get help, because help is out there, and you are not alone. The best way to tackle things like this is to tackle it head on, and that's what I'm doing. I'm reading my books, my mental healthathon, putting things into perspective. I'm reading chick lit books because they are helping me, and I'm talking, I'm walking, I'm doing what I need to do to get by, and you will all get through it. I hope this video helps people. I hope that you realise that you're not alone. I hope it's not too depressing, and thank you for listening to me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I will see you all with a happier video very soon. Take care, bye bye.